talented artist struggled with deep insecurity. Despite his undeniable talent and the praise he received from critics and admirers alike, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was a fraud. Every brushstroke felt like a lie, every completed piece a testament to his perceived inadequacy. His art was praised, yet he felt like a fraud. The accolades and admiration from the public only deepened his sense of unworthiness. He would stand in galleries surrounded by people who marveled at his work, and all he could see were the flaws, the imperfections that no one else seemed to notice. He was haunted by self-doubt. This relentless inner critic whispered in his ear, telling him that he was not good enough, that his success was a fluke, and that one day everyone would see through his facade. The weight of these thoughts was crushing, leaving him in a constant state of anxiety and despair. He began to explore these feelings. Determined to understand the source of his torment, he turned inward, seeking answers within himself. He spent hours in his studio, not painting but reflecting, trying to unravel the tangled web of emotions that held him captive. He started journaling, delving into his darkest thoughts. The pages of his journal became a safe space where he could confront his fears and insecurities without judgment. He wrote about his childhood, his experiences, and the moments that had shaped his self-perception. He discovered a pattern of childhood criticism. As he sifted through his memories, he realized that much of his self-doubt stemmed from the harsh words and criticisms he had faced as a child. These early experiences had planted the seeds of insecurity that had grown into the towering shadow that now loomed over him. This criticism had morphed into his inner critic. The voices of his past had become internalized, transforming into a relentless inner critic that constantly undermined his confidence and self-worth. Recognizing this connection was a pivotal moment in his journey toward healing. By confronting these shadows, he began to heal. He realized that to silence his inner critic, he needed to confront and challenge these deeply ingrained beliefs. Through meditation, self-reflection, and therapy, he began to dismantle the negative thought patterns that had held him back for so long. He learned to accept himself. This journey of self-discovery and healing allowed him to see himself in a new light. He began to appreciate his strengths and acknowledge his weaknesses without judgment. He learned that self-acceptance was not about being perfect, but about embracing all aspects of who he was. His art blossomed, reflecting newfound confidence and authenticity. As he grew more comfortable in his own skin, his art began to change. It became more vibrant, more expressive, and more authentic. The joy and confidence he felt within himself were reflected in every piece he created. This story illustrates the transformative power of confronting our shadow self. It shows that by facing our deepest fears and insecurities, we can unlock our true potential and live more fulfilling lives. The artist's journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of self-awareness and acceptance. It's not about becoming perfect, but about acknowledging and integrating all aspects of who we are. True healing and growth come from understanding and embracing our whole selves, shadows and all. This journey is ongoing, but with each step we move closer to a more authentic and fulfilling existence. The shadow self, a concept introduced by Carl Jung, refers to the unconscious aspects of our personality. These are the parts of ourselves that we are often unaware of, yet they influence our behavior and emotions in profound ways. It's the hidden, repressed part of us that we often deny or ignore. This shadow self is formed from our childhood experiences, societal expectations, and personal traumas. This includes our fears, insecurities, negative emotions, and unacceptable impulses. These elements of our shadow can manifest in various ways, such as through projection, where we attribute our own unwanted traits onto others. While it may seem daunting, acknowledging our shadow is crucial for personal growth. By facing these hidden aspects, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and work towards integrating them into our conscious awareness. The shadow is not inherently bad. In fact, it holds both positive and negative potential. It is a reservoir of untapped energy and creativity that, when harnessed, can lead to significant personal transformation. It holds both positive and negative potential. For instance, our shadow can be a source of creativity, intuition, and vitality. Many artists and thinkers have tapped into their shadow selves to produce profound works of art and innovative ideas. It's a source of creativity, intuition, and vitality. Engaging with our shadow through practices like journaling, meditation, and therapy can help us unlock these hidden potentials. Ignoring it, however, can lead to psychological problems and hinder our personal development. Repressed shadow elements can cause inner conflict, anxiety, and even manifest as physical symptoms. Therefore, embracing our shadow is not just about acknowledging our darker sides, but also about reclaiming the parts of ourselves that can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. Ignoring our shadow doesn't make it disappear, it festers in the unconscious, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in unhealthy ways. We may project our shadow onto others, seeing our flaws in them. We may engage in self-sabotaging behaviors driven by unconscious fears and insecurities. Unacknowledged shadows can manifest as addiction, anger issues, or anxiety. We might experience chronic dissatisfaction or feel incomplete, unaware of the inner turmoil driving these feelings. One way the shadow manifests is through projection. We project our own unacceptable qualities onto others. We judge and criticize them for traits we dislike in ourselves. This is a defense mechanism, a way to avoid confronting our own darkness. For example, if we struggle with insecurity, we might be overly critical of others' achievements. We might perceive confidence in others as arrogance, reflecting our own discomfort with self-assurance. Personal and collective shadows from individual to societal. In this section, we delve into the profound insights of Carl Jung, a pioneering psychologist who explored the depths of the human psyche. Jung distinguished between the personal and collective shadow, two fundamental aspects of our unconscious mind that shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. The personal shadow is unique to each individual, shaped by our personal experiences, upbringing, and the environment we grow up in. It encompasses the parts of ourselves that we reject or deny, often because they are deemed unacceptable by societal standards or our own self-image. The collective shadow, however, is shared by all humans. It is a universal aspect of the human condition, representing the darker side of our nature that we all possess, regardless of our individual differences. It's the darker side of human nature, containing the potential for greed, violence, and destruction. This shadow is not just a personal issue, but a societal one, manifesting in various forms of collective behavior that can lead to widespread harm and suffering. Both personal and collective shadows influence our behavior and shape our world. They affect how we interact with others, how we perceive ourselves, and how we respond to the challenges and opportunities that life presents. Recognizing the collective shadow is crucial for understanding societal issues like prejudice, discrimination, and conflict. By acknowledging and addressing these darker aspects of our collective psyche, we can work towards creating a more just and compassionate society. This awareness allows us to confront the underlying causes of social problems and to develop more effective solutions that promote healing and reconciliation. Embracing both our personal and collective shadows is a journey towards wholeness. It requires courage, self-reflection, and a willingness to face the uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our society. But through this process, we can achieve greater self-awareness, foster deeper connections with others, and contribute to the collective well-being of humanity. Ultimately, the integration of our shadows can lead to profound personal growth and societal transformation. It is a path that invites us to move from individual awareness to collective action, from personal healing to social change. By understanding and embracing the full spectrum of our human nature, we can create a world that reflects the best of who we are. The repressed shadow's fury, a recipe for disaster. Repressing our shadow can have destructive consequences. When we deny or suppress our shadow aspects, they don't disappear. They gain power in the unconscious, potentially erupting in unhealthy and destructive ways. This can manifest as uncontrolled anger, addictive behaviors, or self-sabotage. The longer we ignore our shadow, the more difficult it becomes to manage, potentially leading to significant personal and interpersonal problems. Journaling, a conversation with the unconscious. Journaling is a powerful tool for gaining awareness of our shadow. Writing down our thoughts and feelings without judgment allows us to access unconscious material. Pay attention to recurring patterns. negative emotions, and critical inner voices. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What makes me uncomfortable? What triggers my anger or frustration? These reflections can provide valuable insights into our shadow selves. Section 8. Embracing the shadow, the path to wholeness. Embracing our shadow is not about condoning negative behaviors, it's about acknowledging, understanding, and integrating all parts of ourselves. When we accept our shadow, we reclaim its energy. We develop greater self-awareness, compassion, and emotional maturity. Integrating the shadow leads to greater creativity, resilience, and personal power. We become more authentic and less controlled by unconscious impulses. We can then make conscious choices aligned with our values.